into this meek prison screaming, first breath already a lie. The dice were loaded before I arrived. Some souls come blessed, some come cursed. I was dealt the hand of the damned. They say it's character building. They say it's God's plan. They say everything happens for a reason, but they don't know what it's like to be born with broken glass in your veins.
The verdicts, they handed me the script at birth. Here's your role, the one who hurts. Mother's milk was spiked with sorrow. Father's fist taught me tomorrow. The playground was a fucking war zone where mercy went to die alone. Every birthday cake was ash. Every Christmas gift was trash, wrapped in ribbons made of lies, while I practiced saying goodbye to the child I'll never be. In this rigged reality, I am the accident that happened, the mistake that kept on living. Born to families of the broken, never meant to be forgiven. Her boiling bile-fueled heart pumping poison into my waking dreams. She screams for the drugs, your sobriety can get fucked. The descent. Teenage years like razor wire, cutting deeper, climbing higher, up the mountain made of shame, where self-hatred learned my name. Every mirror showed a ghost of the person I hate most. School was hell in smaller doses. Friends were thorns disguised as roses. Love was just another joke played on someone already broke. I carved my pain into my skin. Let the bleeding light begin. I am the victim of my genetics, the prisoner of someone else's sins, born into this beautiful disaster where the losing never ends. If you don't give up your lungs, she will find someone who will, swallowing every ounce that they can give as she spits you to the floor. The reckoning. Somewhere in the wreckage of my 20-something years, I found a quiet whisper beneath the noise and fears. It said, you are not your thoughts, you are not your pain, you are the space between where consciousness remains. But you are the phantom limb, the amputated tomorrow, the severed nerve that still transmits pain. I was the accident that happened, the mistake that kept on living. Born to families of the broken, never meant to be forgiven. But maybe that was just a story written by the wounded mind, the underscaring. Making water in a bucket full of holes. 40 years of being someone else's punching bag and broken gold. We are no more in the darkness again. I'll wait for the return of the entitled whore. But then I fucking saw it. The voice inside my head that tortured me was never fucking me at all. It was the ghost of other people's trauma echoing through the family hall. The prison rap was always the warden. The cage was made of borrowed thought. about the shadow, what was right about the mind. We spend our lives believing we're the thoughts we think we find. But I am not my father's rage, I am not my mother's fear, I am not the broken child who cried for 40 years. I am the awareness watching, the one who sees it all, the consciousness that notices before and after the fall. So here I stand at 60-something, still fucked up but finally free from the illusion that my suffering was all there'd ever be. Life dealt me a shit hand, yes. Some people just get wrecked, but underneath the wreckage was something they couldn't touch. The part of me that watches pain but isn't made of pain, part that sees the suffering but doesn't go insane. I was born into the darkness, but I am not the dark. I was raised by wounded animals, but I am not their mark. I am the space between thoughts where peace was always hiding, the witness to the storm where love was always residing. The cosmic joke revealed itself in my dying breath. All this pain is just the price of forgetting who I was. The universe playing hide and seek with its own consciousness. I was never separate from the thing I thought I lost. The testament. So do you read this testament of one unlucky soul? You are not your thoughts, you are not your pain, you are not the story driving you insane. You are the space between heartbeats where eternity resides, the witness to your suffering where your true self hides. Life may deal you garbage, some hands are just unfair, but underneath the wreckage there's something always there. The part that can't be broken, the part that can't be lost, the consciousness that watches no matter what it costs. In my final breath I whisper, you were never trapped at all. The prison was an illusion, love was all that's real. In the silence after screaming, in the peace beyond the pain, I finally fucking found it, the part that stays the same. It was you, it was always you, never sustained, never enough, using everyone in your path, devouring their entirety just for small selfish gains. It's sad really, after all of this time. You've never once lived, you've never once stood on your own and tried. Vicarious awkwardness, parasitic entitlement, throat with no language, leeching and sucking, all for a daily wine. You have never loved even yourself. Addicted to the most inconvenient convenience that could ever exist. I'm honestly just confused now.
even more than I was before. Seriously, an actual job would be so much easier. Entitled coward, you need validation deep in your throat, a veil you still pull over your own eyes.